What if I told you you've been kept weak on purpose? Not by accident, not by luck, but by design. There's a piece of forbidden knowledge, something so powerful, that once you understand it, you stop being controlled and start controlling your reality. Most people will never hear this, and even if they do, they'll ignore it. But if you stay till the end, you'll see why your life feels stuck, and how a simple shift can make you dangerously powerful. Just one warning. Once you know this, you can't go back. Let's get one thing straight. Your mind is not just thinking, it's deciding your future. Right now, as you are watching this, there's a voice in your head. It's subtle, constant, almost invisible, and most people think it doesn't matter. But it matters more than anything, because that voice is programming your life. Every thought you repeat, every sentence you tell yourself, every small belief you carry, it all stacks, and over time, it becomes your identity. And your identity, that becomes your reality. Think about it. If someone keeps telling themselves, I'm not confident, I'm not smart enough, I always fail, do you think they'll suddenly succeed one day? No, because their mind is already working against them. Your brain doesn't care what's true. It only cares what's repeated. That's the dangerous part. If you repeat something long enough, your brain accepts it as fact, even if it's completely false. So, if you keep saying, I can't do this, your mind doesn't argue. It obeys. It starts filtering opportunities out. It lowers your effort. It kills your confidence before you even try. And then, when you fail, you say, see, I knew it. But the truth is, you didn't fail because you couldn't. You failed because your mind made sure you wouldn't. Now flip it. Imagine someone who keeps telling themselves, I figure things out. I always improve. I don't quit. Even if they're not perfect, their mind starts working for them. They take more action. They recover faster. They stay consistent longer. And suddenly, they start winning. Not because they're lucky, but because their mind is aligned. This is why your mind is not neutral. It's either building you or breaking you. There is no middle ground. And here's where it gets deeper. Most of your thoughts are not even yours. They were given to you from childhood, from parents, from teachers, from society. Little comments like, you're not that type of person. Be realistic. Don't dream too big. You heard them once, but your mind replayed them 1,000 times. And now, you call them your thoughts. But they're not. They're installed programs. And unless you question them, you will live your entire life inside them. That's the real trap. You think you're thinking, but you're actually repeating. So what's the solution? Awareness. Start listening to your inner voice, not to judge it, but to catch it. Every time you hear, I can't, I'm not, this won't work, pause and ask yourself, is this true, or is this just a pattern? Because once you see it, you can change it. You can replace it. You can reprogram it. And that's when everything shifts. Because the moment your thoughts change, your actions change. Your energy changes. Your decisions change. And eventually, your entire life changes. So remember this. Your mind is not just a tool. It's a weapon. Used unconsciously, it will destroy your potential. Used consciously, it will build a life most people can't even imagine. The question is, who's controlling it right now? This might hurt to hear, but effort alone will not change your life. You've been told your whole life, work harder, grind more, push yourself. And yes, effort matters. But here's the truth nobody tells you. Effort without belief is self-sabotage, because no matter how hard you work, you will never rise above what you believe you deserve. Let that sink in. There are people working 12 hours a day, still stuck, still struggling. And then there are people working less, but moving faster, winning bigger. Why? It's not luck. It's belief. Your belief sets the ceiling of your life. If deep down you believe, I don't deserve success, I'm not that type of person, money is hard to get, then your actions will secretly match that belief. You'll hesitate, you'll doubt, you'll quit early, and even if an opportunity comes, you'll find a way to mess it up. Not on purpose, but because your mind is trying to stay consistent with your identity. This is how powerful belief is. It controls what you notice, what you ignore, what you try, and what you avoid. Think of it like this. Your belief is a filter. Two people can have the same opportunity, but see completely different things. One sees possibility, the other sees risk. One takes action, the other overthinks. And over time, their lives go in opposite directions. Now here's the dangerous part. Most people don't even realize what they believe. They say they want success, but deep down they believe success is for others. People like me don't make it. I'll probably fail anyway. So what happens? They work hard, but with hesitation. They try, but without certainty. They move, but with fear. And that weak energy shows up in everything they do. People can feel it. Results reflect it. Because reality doesn't respond to what you say, it responds to what you believe. Now flip the script. Imagine someone who truly believes. I always find a way. Opportunities come to me. I am meant to win. Even if they don't have proof yet. They act differently. They speak differently. They carry themselves differently. They take bold action. They recover faster from failure. And slowly, reality starts matching that belief. Doors open. Connections happen. Opportunities appear. Not magically, but because their belief changed their behavior, and their behavior changed their results. This is why belief is more powerful than effort. Effort is what you do. Belief is why you do it, and how you do it. Without belief, effort feels heavy. With belief, effort feels natural. So if you've been working hard, but not getting results, don't just ask, what am I doing wrong? Ask, what do I actually believe about myself? Because that answer is shaping everything. And here's the shift. Stop trying to force results. Start building belief. Start telling yourself a new story, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Because once your belief changes, effort becomes powerful, aligned, effective. And that's when things finally start moving. So remember this. You don't get what you work for. You get what you believe you're worthy of. And the moment you change that belief, you change your entire reality. Here's something most people never realize. You are not fully in control of your life. Not because you're weak, but because something deeper is running the show. Your subconscious mind. This is the hidden system. Quiet, invisible, but incredibly powerful. It stores everything. Every experience, every emotion, every belief you've ever absorbed. And then it runs your life on autopilot. That's the trap. You think you're making decisions, but most of the time, you're just following a script that was written years ago. Think about it. Why do you react the same way in certain situations? Why do you repeat the same mistakes? Why do you attract the same kind of problems? It's not random. It's programming. Your subconscious is designed to keep things familiar, not better, not successful, just familiar. Even if that familiar is stress, failure, or self-doubt. Because to your mind, familiar equals safe. So if you grew up hearing things like, money is hard to earn, life is a struggle, people can't be trusted, those ideas didn't just pass by. They got installed. And now they quietly control how you see the world. You don't question them. You live them. That's why someone can consciously say, I want success, but subconsciously believe success is not for me. And guess which one wins? The subconscious. Every time. Because it's stronger than willpower. You can try to stay positive all day, but if your subconscious is programmed for failure, you'll eventually fall back. You'll procrastinate. You'll overthink. You'll sabotage your own progress. And the worst part? You won't even realize you're doing it. That's why it's called the hidden trap. Now here's where it gets interesting. Your subconscious doesn't judge. It doesn't ask, is this good or bad? It only asks, is this repeated? Whatever you repeat, it accepts. Whatever you feel deeply, it stores. And whatever it stores, it turns into reality. So if you constantly think, I'm not enough, I always mess things up, I can't change, your subconscious locks that in. And then it works silently to make sure your life matches that belief. But here's the powerful shift. If your mind can be programmed, it can also be reprogrammed. That's the key most people miss. You are not stuck. You are just running old code. So how do you change it? You start with awareness. Notice your patterns. Notice your reactions. Notice the situations that trigger the same emotions again and again. Because those are clues. Clues pointing to your subconscious beliefs. Then comes repetition. You don't change your subconscious by thinking once. You change it by repeating a new idea, again and again, with emotion. Speak differently to yourself. Visualize new outcomes. Act like the person you want to become. At first, it will feel fake, unnatural, even uncomfortable. That's normal, because you're going against old programming. But if you stay consistent, something powerful happens. The new belief starts replacing the old one. The autopilot starts shifting. And suddenly, you begin to think differently, react differently, choose differently. And that's when your life starts to change. Not because you forced it, but because your subconscious aligned with it. So remember this. You're not fighting the world. You're rewriting your internal script. And once that script changes, everything outside begins to follow. The real question is, what program are you running right now? This is where things start to feel almost unreal. Because what you're about to understand goes against everything you've been taught. You were told to wait, to work, to prove yourself first, and then believe. But the truth is the opposite. You don't believe after it happens. It happens because you believe. This is the power of assumption. Assumption is not hope. It's not wishing. It's not maybe one day. It's deciding internally that something is already yours. Before any evidence appears, and this is where most people fail, they look at their current reality and say, I don't see results, so it's not working. But that's the trap. Because reality is always delayed. It reflects your past beliefs, not your present ones. So if you wait to see proof first, you will stay stuck in the same loop. Now think about this. Every confident person you admire, they didn't wait for permission. They assumed they could. They walked like they belonged. They spoke like they mattered. They acted like success was inevitable, even when nothing on the outside confirmed it. And slowly, reality started catching up. Opportunities appeared. People responded differently. Doors opened. Not because they were lucky, but because their assumption changed their behavior, and their behavior changed their world. Here's the deeper truth. Your brain cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is consistently imagined. If you repeatedly assume something is true, your mind starts accepting it. And once your mind accepts it, it begins to align everything toward it. Your focus shifts, your energy shifts, your decisions shift, and all of that creates new results. This is why assumption is powerful. It skips the waiting. It moves you from trying to being. Instead of saying, I'm trying to be confident, you assume, I'm confident. Instead of, I want success, you assume, success is already mine. And that subtle shift changes everything. Because when you are something, you don't hesitate. You don't overthink. You act naturally. And that natural action is what creates results faster. But here's the warning. Assumption works both ways. If you constantly assume, things never work out for me, I always get unlucky, nothing changes, guess what? Your life will keep proving you right because your mind will filter everything through that assumption. It will ignore opportunities. It will focus on problems. It will create patterns that match your belief. So whether you realize it or not, you are always assuming something. The question is it helping you or limiting you? Now here's how to use this power correctly. Start small. Pick one area of your life and decide who are you in that area, not who you want to be, but who you already are. Then start thinking from that identity. Speak from it, act from it, feel from it, even if it feels strange at first, because repetition builds belief, and belief builds reality. Over time, that assumption becomes natural, and once it becomes natural, it becomes real. So remember this, you don't wait for life to change. You assume it has already changed, and then you move accordingly. Because the moment you truly accept something internally, the external world has no choice but to follow. The real question is, what are you assuming right now? Right now, as you're listening to this, you're talking to yourself, not out loud, but inside, a constant stream of thoughts, comments, judgments, reactions. And most of the time, you don't even notice it. But here's the truth. That inner voice is shaping your entire life, not your circumstances, not your past, not other people. Your inner talk, because whatever you repeatedly say to yourself becomes your belief, and whatever you believe becomes your reality. Think about it. If your inner voice sounds like this, I'm not good enough, I always mess things up, why does nothing work for me? Then every action you take will carry that energy. You'll hesitate before trying. You'll doubt yourself midway. You'll give up faster than you should. And when things don't work out, that same voice will say, see, I told you. It's a loop, a silent, invisible loop, and it keeps you stuck. Now here's the dangerous part. Most people think this voice is them, but it's not. It's just a pattern, a collection of repeated thoughts that became automatic over time. And because it's automatic, you accept it as truth, even when it's completely wrong. But here's the shift that changes everything. You don't have to believe every thought you hear. You can challenge it. You can change it. You can replace it. Because your inner talk is not fixed. It's trainable. Now, imagine this. Instead of saying, I can't do this, you say, I'll figure this out. Instead of, I'm not ready, you say, I learn as I go. Instead of, what if I fail? You say, what if this works? It seems small, but it's powerful because your brain listens to your voice. and it adjusts accordingly. When your inner talk is negative, your brain looks for problems. When your inner talk is strong, your brain looks for solutions. That's the difference. Your inner voice is either limiting you or expanding you. There is no neutral. Now, here's something deeper. The way you talk to yourself becomes the way you feel about yourself. And how you feel about yourself affects how others see you. Confidence doesn't come from outside. It comes